I'm gonna start recording so I don't forget. And then we can test your volume and whatnot. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you. That's good. So what do you have for me?
I have a code for Oasis.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking to get out of this?
I guess. Well, it's. I guess the interesting thing about this code to me is that I kind of felt like I was just doing the same thing.
Just one more
Like I was
mission.
just doing my thing fairly consistently throughout the match. But then it kind of felt like it was my teammates switching that changed the match from being a really difficult match to a really easy match.
Mm-hmm,
So I'm not sure. It's difficult to say if I was actually doing the right thing the entire time or if there's something I'm missing, you know?
mm-hmm. Let me guess. Is there some counter swapping or counter stratting for the from the enemy team?
Well, at first, I think we were having a problem with the Pharah, and I'm generally right. My biggest weakness right now, I feel like, in matchups is Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Pharah Mercy matchup is really strong,
Mm-hmm.
but recently I've been trying to avoid banning Mercy because then I can actually deal with it head on.
Mm-hmm. You can learn the matchup. That's good. A good mentality to
Yeah.
have. Yeah, we can take a quick look. I have some ideas in mind. If there's any moment in the match that you would want me to take a particular look at, that would then let me know, because so far Cat's coach is waiting on the queue. I don't know if more people are gonna join, maybe. So
Sure.
I'm expecting each of you to have like 30 minutes, maybe 45, if you're lucky,
Yeah.
before I move on. So
One.
as
Well,
always, if you want to ask any questions, need me to slow down, want me to pause or anything, just let me know.
yeah.
Okay, this is an interesting fight. So, talk me through this. What were you looking for?
Well, I guess I'm trying to scout here, and obviously high ground is where I lean to initially.
Don't need to just like try and explain literally everything. You can
Okay.
just be like, okay, my intention here was control the high grounds, or something like that. I
Yeah.
was looking to go on
Initially, yeah.
backline, but I failed, right? That will suffice.
It's just scouting pretty much, and then I'm realizing there's no easy targets, so kind of trying to figure out where my team is.
Yeah, and this is exactly why the exact part what I want to know. Like, what exactly are you looking to do here, right? You spotted the Fair Mercy, you spotted a Tracer, right? Kind of hard to like pin these targets down, right? Actually get to
Yeah.
them. So, what are you looking to do?
I guess I'm kind of idle here, sort of waiting for my team, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not really doing anything.
Just moving around, trying to close the gap, I guess.
Yeah, it feels like they've taken the high ground, so I can't really go in there myself.
And this answer, to be honest, right? This struggle of an answer to an extent, right, is exactly good, right? Because it still provides me info, right? Which is like,
Yeah.
you're used to being able to close the gap on targets. Now what? You're not getting to do so.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do here, right? So now I present the question to you. Now that you have had the time, right, or we have the time because the game is
Yeah.
paused and whatnot, what do you think you should do in this situation where you can't really close the gap on targets, right? They're too slippery.
I guess just holding this angle on the left is fine.
Mm-hmm.
As in, with some wall climb, just keep them from making taking any more space.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So controlling space. basically.
Yeah.
What space? Why this angle?
Well, if I leave here, then they can just walk up to my backline or whoever is there.
So you don't like giving this route for free. You kind of want to say, no, you have to fight me for this route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Kind of. I say fight, but like I don't really want to fight the Pharah. I just want it to
Yeah.
sort of
You don't
annoy
have to
her.
fight her, you just have to be there,
Yeah.
right? Because like the Tracer gets up close, she wants to use that flank. Ooh, there's a Genji there. If I go, the
Yeah.
Genji will go on me. Same thing with the Pharah. If she completely ignores you, then you can actually deal some damage. And then you're
Yeah.
actually a nuisance. How much of a nuisance? I don't know, right? But just being there discourages the enemy players, right? How efficient you
Yeah.
are depends on the matchups, right? Like in the case of the Pharah Mercy, you're probably just like stalling them. Whereas the solo Tracer, you can probably just completely remove this angle from her. But the idea here is correct, right? And we saw later that you were trying to close the gap, but you were always late. They can always rotate away from you.
Yeah.
And so, to a certain extent here, what you need to do is not so much just like react to their positions, but predict. What do these characters want? What sightlines? What positions in
Yeah.
the map? So, for
Are you actually
example,
asking?
Wu Yang. Yeah, I'm actually asking here. It's not just a question of like,
Yeah.
yeah, because you should ask yourself these questions in game. But
Yeah.
we're also gonna do here as an exercise, okay? So, what sightline do these characters specifically want in this map? And I'm gonna change the POV a bit. Let me do this and here.
I would say they want open space.
Actually, can I do something
Specifically
like this?
vertical open
Yeah,
space.
I can do this. There you go. So now I have basically everywhere, right? So let me just split this, right? So there's like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you can imagine the same things inside, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4 if you want to be more specific. So you can just tell me
Okay.
where they vaguely want to be at. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or you can just
Oh yeah,
exclude some.
definitely 2 and 4.
Okay,
They
so
want the open space.
2 and 4, where here? Is more towards this area, like let's call this the 1, or let's call this the 2.
Yeah, 2.
And so you seem to already get the picture, right? Like they want these sidelines,
Yeah.
the Wu Yang, the Fair, right? So where should you position based on that?
I guess sort of alongside the cover, right next to each of these, so I can sort of like wall climb and contest.
Here, here,
Yeah.
yeah, here. This spot's actually very cool. You don't slide here. You can actually just stand here.
Oh wow, didn't know that.
So that's a really cool spot. But even if you couldn't, you can just stay below, like here and here.
Yeah.
If they peek, boom, you pop up, right? But these are good positions. This denies them from pushing. They can still spam, but if you get too close, you engage, right? And then at any moments, right? Let's say your Doom goes in, whoop, you can also go in, right? So this is very, very useful positioning, right? So in this case, you're proactively thinking about what you're gonna do and positioning in a way where you can react in time to what you're doing. Your flank here is not bad, but you took it too late and you weren't really doing anything beforehand, so your team kind of just got spammed, and so the enemy team just kind of rotated away from you and just kind of killed your team.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a bad thing to do those plays where you look to close the gap and they're rotating away from you. You just need to make sure that you're pushing them towards bad positions, right? So if your team was, let's say, controlling good space over here, while you kind of heard the enemy team into this spot, oops, to this spot, then they're gonna end up in kind of a bad spot, right, where they're getting pincered. So that would be a good flank in that case. Gotcha. Because yeah, the big thing is that here you don't have to worry too much about engaging. You can just control good space, and you're gonna be forced to walk into you, right? Like that's the benefit of the objectives in this game. Because if there weren't objectives, then people could just like keep rotating over and over and over again and never take a fight if the fight's not favorable. But here, if you take this position, they're forced to come into points. And I have a great angle if you want to shoot whoever touches points. In this case, it's Doom, so you don't really have to worry about standing in kind of open sightlines around points like you would with Orisa, Sigma, whatever. And then if anyone here comes to assist, you're ready to go on them, right? So incredibly powerful position to control there. You can literally just chill there and not do anything. Now your team has no heals, so yeah, probably I'll handle that. Now a little bit of hesitancy here, but the big thing here is that like you're retaking, you need space. So this area right now is free because the Tracer gave it up and also the Fair is not using. So you yourself can use this. You can stage like this or even all the way if you want. You can still be here if you want and help your team take a little bit more space, right? Like Ashe doesn't have sightlines and things like that. But you're not gonna really contribute all that much here, right? We already talked about the difficulty of pinning these targets down. So you kind of just have to go towards relevant positions here.
Okay.
So what would these be? Then let me change the POV back. How can you make an effective play in this situation? Yeah, let me just do this. There you go.
Well, I think 1 and 3 are too far.
Mm-hmm.
And Wu Yang is the best target in terms of ease, let's say, to do damage. So I could maybe poke him from the high ground, but that's not great.
Yeah. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was thinking I need to sort of poke out this Tracer before my team can play. That's why. That's my current thought process.
From here, since you're already in this position, the targets that are close are unfortunately Tracer and Pharah Mercy, right? It's not great. The idea of just like clearing these players out is good and all if you can do that. If you can't, you're gonna end up stuck in a bad trade forever, and it's not gonna be good. So in this case, assuming you're not able to clear this anymore, right? Like initially on the last fight, you first clear the Tracer off this mini room. Afterwards, you probably don't have to chase anymore. You can already use this room to, let's say, access Wu Yang, right? In this case, you cleared enough space to earn this flank on the right side. So now maybe you can use this flank to, I don't know, pressure points for your team, or try to use this flank to reach the Wu Yang. In this case, the Wu Yang is on the other side, so maybe if he's the only ground target you can go for, then maybe you spot him and then you try to rotate to catch him. So maybe you should have rotated the other side, right? Then the same thing as you did, which is go inside this room.
Yeah, I suppose also, like you said, they have the Doom, so I can kind of just walk at them. It's not too dangerous.
Yeah. So yeah, lots to think about. It's not just about what your character can do, right? It's also about what your opponent's characters can do and like the kind of areas that they want to kind of utilize, right? Because with that information, you can more accurately predict where they'll be to better rotate to them, or in the case where they are not in those positions, well, maybe you can even ignore them. Like, how relevant is a Wu Yang that's just standing main? He doesn't really have sidelines to deal very good damage, right? So maybe you just kind of ignore him and go for someone else. I don't know. But it's just very important information to talk about. In fact, my champ game, my champ game happened on this map. It was a game where I wasn't even playing my character as much as I was playing their characters. I was looking at what they wanted to do, and I was doing stuff based on that, especially like their Sombra. What angles does the Sombra want to play? Okay, let me position myself in a way that denies her plays, right, etc. So it might be an interesting watch.
This was unfortunate. I thought the Tracer was coming for me, so I deflected, but she's actually trying to escape, so I poked her out. But got him anyway.
Audrey's walking, and yeah, this feels awkward, but we have to realize, okay, Tracer is dead to the hog. We are gonna try to walk on the Wu Yang, and the Wu Yang is gonna run because the Wu Yang doesn't want us close. Okay. So now who do we go for? Wu Yang is out of the fight. He is basically dead at this point. Oops, what happened to my mouse? Hello? What the hell? Mouse? Wait, what's happening actually? My mouse is just stopping to function randomly? Oh, my mouse is not breaking or something. But Wu Yang is out of the fight, right? Fairy Mercy is in the sky. And right now you haven't even seen them, but they're far from you, right? So if someone appears close to you, you fight them. Otherwise, just control good space. What's good space? I don't know. You have lots of like close range corners that you can play, right? Like on both sides, you have high ground control and whatnot. So you just have to choose one that's close to you. And kind of wait. You really don't have anything to do here. Your Ashe dies, not your problem. You couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And now the Wu Yang is close, and now you fight him. So there you go. This is your mistake. You just failed to kill the Wu Yang. Ashe dying? Not your problem. You couldn't have done anything about that. This Wu Yang, he got close to you, right? Your ideal range with, and you had full resources, you failed to kill him. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Controlling the high grounds. Good. There you go, this is good. Control this room. Your team is much better than you in the sidelines. So just control this room.
Yeah.
This is also fine. Let's use the close range. And you can see, right? It's just like Echo. Well, how is the Echo matchup versus Genji, right? Well, in theory, she has a range advantage. But what about here? When can Echo look at you in this position? Right? What distance?
When she's close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you fight her there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it, right? Oh, Pharah. Pharah counters Genji. Okay, the Genji only sits inside small rooms. Is the Pharah gonna go in there and get a rocket deflected in her face and just die? No. Right? So here, they're close to you. They're close to you. You just missed, right?
Yeah, I think this dash was bad.
The dash is fine, you just needed to have hit more shots. You could have escaped with the dash. Oops. Where the hell is my cursor? Hello. There you go.
I mean, considering it's like with the context that I'm missing shots, then it's not a good dash, I think.
I mean, yes, but you're not expecting to do so, right? Like, your aim was fairly close. And to be fair, yes, even if you're gonna miss, or like, even if you're going for the kill, you can still angle the dash in a way that it escapes. So instead of hitting the wall here, you're behind the corner and you can walk climb here, maybe, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But besides that, no need to overthink the situation. you had a fair duel in your hands, you executed it poorly.
Okay.
Good, take a good position, do is fine, good angle. There you go. Control this room or the high ground. It was good.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with this because I knew there's people who couldn't really walk forward with me being here.
Mm-hmm. And you can see that they're not walking to you, like they're spooked. So this is good.
Yeah.
So if anything, you walking is bad, right? Like, I don't think you should be getting your deflect force here. I think you can peek and get information as to how close they are, but maybe walking out here is probably not great because it will lose you the cooldowns that you need to be able to take fights inside this room, right? Against a targeted targets. And coming out here is not all that likely to give you actually a chance to engage on these players. Remember, there are 3 people there, right? An Echo, who is scary because of deflecting or beaming through deflect, and double support. So this is good.
Yeah, I think my idea here was just to take enough aggro. Because I knew I'm in a 1vx, so I'm just trying to take enough aggro that they don't leave. But they just stay here, and then that's value for me.
If they push, you just stay behind them, and that's it. They are gonna give you value regardless. It's just that if they try to walk into you or they don't even push, the value is in surviving. If they ignore you, the value is in the kills, right? So like, sure, you might be afraid that they will rotate and actually do something to your team while you're AFK, but the thing is, if they just completely ignore you, then you just go in the backline for free, and so you just need to aim, right, and get kills.
Yeah.
And also, you could even make the argument here that your team is so far back that this isn't even relevant sightlines yet. You could AFK for like 5-10 seconds and these players would still not be relevant to the fights.
Yeah.
Actually, I might know what's happening. Oh, never mind. Huh. Weird. I don't know what was happening with my cursor. Sometimes it's just going off.
Yeah, I should have left once my deflect was forced. I realized that.
What you did is fine. Especially because like you were not expecting the Tracer to come in here. Like you were just expecting like the Echo, Mercy, Pharah. And even here, it's just like, one, you misplayed the cover on the Wu Yang. That's what bursted you down, and also you just missed your dash. But yes, you could have backed up the moment that you used deflect, but still holding it without deflect is possible.
Oh yeah. I think it was fine. I just stayed a little bit too long. That was just dying point there.
Oh yeah, Cat's coach. I know that the session right now or the coaching isn't directed to you, but if you have questions about this match, I can also answer them, or if you have any comments or anything. So, go back. Maybe a little bit rushed. I would expect you to maybe blow up the moment that you pull this blade here. Because
I was pretty happy with this because the Doom's 1 HP. I'm not going to get any... That's good enough, you know.
I think that the idea of the blade here is good. I think that the way that you blade it is not. Because right now, this Echo should blow you up the moment that you just dash in a straight line and then fall in a straight line.
Yeah.
So it's just...
I guess I'm not too worried because it seems like at my elo that's not a huge problem. So that makes sense.
Like, you see how predictable you are? You're kind of lucky that nobody in the enemy team can just shoot you right now. So like, want to blade here? Maybe, I don't know. Right now it's a bit spooky because the moment that the Echo uses shift up, I kind of don't see a safe place to pull it out. maybe here, right? Behind this corner. Because then nobody can see you. The echo can see you, and nobody can see you here because you're behind a wall, right? Just this small thing. But it goes
I think
a long
I just
way.
need to look up more in general. I'm not sure I'm even aware of this echo's position.
Because afterwards, the rest of the blade is gonna be fine because you have a dash reset to run, you have deflective healing, right? It's gonna be fine. So you just need to make sure you don't blow up on the blade pole.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're getting caps here. There isn't really much to look at here, yeah.
Somehow I messed up the wall climb here.
Yeah.
I've never had this happen before, so
You needed to break this.
confused. Okay. I thought it breaks when you climb up.
No.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that was bad. Ooh, that was really bad.
These switches from the enemy team actually really surprised me.
Good. And somehow they don't cap after the tragic start of the fight. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Then just chill here because there's nothing to do. And then there you go. This is perfect, right? What sight length does the Sojourn want? Okay, place yourself in her way beforehand, right?
Yeah.
You're being proactive rather than reactive. This is great. But like here, you don't even need the kill, right? You're just controlling the sight lane. This dash is bad. Like right now, just you shouldn't be peeking or fighting this, right? You should just be block climbing, making it so once she comes out of the door, if she wants to push you with the overclock, it's hard for her to actually hit the shot on you. Because right now the value is not on the kill, and theoretically you don't even have a setup for a kill. Not so fast. Because of the pocket, the distance, etc.
Yeah.
Hunting them down. Time for the reckoning.
Now sure. And now I say sure because teams are engaged, especially with Queen out. In this case, you do have a Kiriko that might be able to seize you, but this is now giving you potentially urgency. And also you just landed good damage, right? Which you
Yeah, my Kiriko did good here.
Ooh. It's a good idea. But again, I think that if you just do this but don't dash in his face, you're fine.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't think he had dash.
it doesn't matter if he has dash or not. It's just like how much damage does Blade have in total with all the swings, right? I believe it's 8 swings by default now. Maybe 9, I could be wrong. But it's a lot of damage, right? It's somewhere in the thousands. So it's just like, how worth it is a small dash combo? Genji players love to argue that, oh, Blade is garbage, it deals no damage, so you need to do a combo beforehand so it actually deals damage. So they land the damage of a single swing with a good combo, and then they lose half their HP, and now they live for a single extra swing, if they even swing again, right? In this case, you didn't even get swing. Or you dash above, right? Do not let them retaliate. So drop on the Genji with full HP, and now you can swing how many times? I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, who knows?
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's so much more damage.
I think I actually should have bladed a bit earlier here. I didn't realize we were actually gonna lose this fight.
You
But
couldn't
that
have
was
played it earlier.
earlier.
You initially you were up people, and then here you were too low, and then now you see a good opportunity. This is fine.
What I was thinking was right after me and the Kiriko killed those two.
No need. In theory, there is no
Yeah,
need for
okay.
Blade there. You're up and you have better positioning. If your team starts to lose the fights, then maybe you Blade, because the Blade is
Okay.
like first you have to they have to overcome the disadvantage that they have, right? Make it neutral. Then in the neutral you have to be scared enough to use Blade to confirm the fights, because a good Blade should
Yeah.
confirm the fight there, even maybe if you start to drop to a disadvantage, right? So this is why I would not be so trigger happy with the Blade, right?
Okay.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Bring in the rain!
And this is probably game now.
Securing the objective.
They will solve, but there shouldn't be anything worth looking at really. Although here it does seem like, yeah. Actually, where is the soldier? What is the soldier doing? Oh, he was supposed to jump. Yeah, this is what you should be doing, right?
Yeah,
And
I think I
it's-
just lost everyone here.
And it's not like Hazard can't do this, right? The main reason why I say that you should do this is because you can only control yourself, right? So,
Yeah.
based on the information that you have, okay, Soldier and Lifeweaver are alive. Okay, Lifeweaver is dead. It's only Soldier. So who's gonna have a position that you need to deny? Soldier. What position? High ground.
Okay.
Hunting them down.
Yeah. I just did the classic thing of he's gone behind the wall and now I've forgotten he exists.
Yeah. Any questions?
No, I don't think so.
I think this match, I'll quickly look at this. I posted this on my gameplay channel. This was GM1 to Champ 2, I believe. And for those that are aware of like the names of like really high ranked players or pro players, right? You can see that this is an incredibly high ranked lobby, right?
Yeah.
Like you have multiple pros here. This is very interesting. Norn, by the way, is Lucamino, and he's doing Soldier to Champ 1. And so when I loaded this lobby, I'm like, okay, I'm most likely gonna end up having to deny angles from him in this match. So I already had information, right, which we talked about, for me to maybe inform my positioning in the map, right? Where will the soldier want to be, and so where will I want to position to get the soldier or deny him. So I'm just gonna speed run through this because I want to showcase a few specific examples. But yeah, like here's already kind of a good example, right? I'm kind of just waiting because I don't really have setups in this part of the map, only inside here. And the moment that I saw the hazard and the fact that they already took this area, I could not rotate away from my current setup, which was around point. So I needed to find a setup around here. Right? It would take too long for me to rotate to this side. So I just had to say, you know what? I'm gonna hold positions here and dare you to come at me. Right? And to be fair, they did poke me out. We just lost our tank, so it's kind of rough there. But now you can see it. And this is interesting. I actually don't think I ever used this before. This little thing to slide so that I could close the gap a bit. Because here, rough, I don't want to fight the hazard and the sim and whatnot. I want to close the gap on the soldier, and I don't want to take a 20-second detour to cross safely all the way here. So I just took that and actually got a chance to go on him. And then from here on out, I believe it's just gonna be mostly holding points. Yeah, we'll see the rotation. Oh, there's a very stupid mistake here. I'm just gonna dash a wall. You can see I'm just controlling the space. They don't have relevant sightlines and they can't get relevant sightlines as long as I'm here available with resources to mark the angles.
Yeah.
I can see here, the deflect was too late and I dash a wall. But I was there, right? The sim wants to push, she can't really do it until she clears me out. And she was using resource from supports to help her, so the trade is fine for me even if I lose it. Now, I should not have died, but the intention is there, right?
Yeah.
And in that situation, I'm not even marking a specific player, right? I'm just marking a path. Because I don't know who is gonna try to use this. It could be Hazard, it could be Sim, it could be Soldier. I don't know. I'm just gonna mark one of the positions. If my team marks this side and I mark this one, then where do they go? Well, maybe the Soldier takes the flank all the way around, in which case maybe I rotate away to mark the angle that the Soldier wants to take. Right? So I have the time because he's also taking the time. Or if he doesn't, then they just have disadvantageous fights into our setups.
Kind of surprised that people are playing Juno here. This level.
I don't know about Juno's viability. I think she's okay. Oh yeah, Lucia was banned in this match.
Okay.
I remember. Lucia was banned. They could have played Wu Yang. Which if they want speed, it has to be Juno. And then I think I should have skipped this first round, but we do have the time, so the main areas that I wanted to show are on this round, because here we have a little bit more positional freedom. The point is not isolated and separated by the void, right? Forcing really long rotations. So here my team TP point, so I can just kind of ignore this. I was just living alone on the angle. And then here it's just like I don't really have a choice because I was forced to get back here. But so I'm just taking a position that will get me close to people that I can relatively fight. Realistically, I could fight basically anyone here, so there isn't really much to think about in that situation. Like I was not doing some big brain, ooh, I'm gonna path this way because it's more, no. Now here, you can see, right, long rotation, I'm trying to match it. And here too, after I do this quick drop, I believe I'm just gonna be sitting on this high ground, yeah. And you can see why I'm trying to sit here, right? Because the Soldier wants the sideline. So it's the same thing that you were doing with the Sojourn. So here I believe I die because my Kiriko does not heal me at all. Or heals me very late. Which fight is it?
Meet your fate.
Oh, ignore this. There you go. And to be fair, Soldier does warn me that he's there.
I am at the objective. Take it quickly. I'm taking the objective.
So where will the Soldier go?
Yeah.
That's my job.
Can you see what perks he has? Has he
Uh,
got sprint perk or stim perk?
no. That's the stim pack one.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Also, I successfully marked Soldier, so I'm gonna mark Tracer now.
Yeah.
I'm just playing I'm playing the areas, like I'm thinking about what my opponents want to do, and I'm thinking about how to place myself in good places for my character around where they want to be, essentially.
Yeah.
So again, trying to force close range engagements in this area, right? And I bully him out of the angle, I slow down their backline rotation, they're Winston just dies in the meantime, right? So yeah. Alrighty.
Good stuff.
Okay then. I don't remember. Do you have any last questions, or do we move on to Cat Squelch?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Alrighty. Okay, it really is just gonna be as simple as I told you. Just like, it's gonna be the same questions. The difficulty comes from how to answer them in the moments, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna build experience over time, right? You ask yourself that
Yeah.
10, 100, 1,000 times, and then suddenly, oh, I know how to act against every matchup on the blink of an eye, right?
Yeah. It becomes more obvious.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Good luck in your practice then. Let me move you
Thank
to
you.
the audience. Oops, sorry I interrupted you in the middle of what you were saying. I believe it was just thank you. And let me invite Cat Squelch. Hello, hello.
Hello.
I can hear you.
All right.
Okay.
I got a code. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like I was like trying like way too hard. Like, and, like looking at what to do. Like, I think it made me like the worst teammate out of like everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Also, I can't type out things, so I'm gonna have to say out the code if you
Mm-hmm.
don't mind. So,
Sure.
it's BT2 W83.
W83.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why can't you type things? Do you not have permission to chat, or?
Oh, I joined like a server from like TikTok, and then it like turned out to be like evil, and now I'm banned for like a day from not
Okay.
typing. But I can enter voice chats for some reason.
Okay. I was just wondering if it was like a setting on my Discord that for some
Nah,
reason you did not have the permission.
I'm like temp banned from like talking in like chats for now.
Attackers
So,
incoming. Defend objective
this game?
A.
Oh wait, yeah.
Is this not the code, or?
Wait, actually, hmm. Yeah, this was a. Wait, can you do a different one? Because this is
Mhm.
like I actually did kind of well on that one. My bad, my bad.
Oops, I did too well.
It was like, yeah, it was like a 6v6 or
What
like
a big
diamond.
problem.
It was a diamond game. Yeah. All right, 3 NJ WGW.
J W
WGW.
G W. Yeah.
Ready for battle.
Oh yeah, this one's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Not gonna lie, I really hate the shurikens on this skin. I really
Yeah.
hate the shurikens. I don't think I would be able to play a single game of this. It actually gives me physical
It's so
agony.
ugly.
Enemies found. Oh, very
Interesting. Not often that you see Genji players actually take this route.
Yeah, I just did not know what to do here. I was just kind of experimenting, I guess.
Have you watched someone do this before, or did you just want to do this route?
No, I
you
just
know?
I just kind of went it. I just kind of went in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you're gonna sit here like you did shooting the Queen and stuff, like using this route to access backline is great. But if you're not, if you're gonna have your time, right? Because you saw the problem here, right? Where you peak,
Yeah.
but then you're not in the ideal range, and you're already forced to act. You're already forced to deflect if you're not engaging, right? Now we could argue about the timing with your tank and whatnot, sure. But this flank forces action, and your opponents are usually not gonna be sitting here where you just peek and boom, triple headshot, right? So the reason why I really like this path, right? And you can take all the way here, you can come out of here, but I usually take the high ground approach, is because from here you don't have a rush. What are they gonna do about it? Can they shoot you to stop your setup? So like this is good. And then boom, you're at close range. So now what? What do? They can try and shoot you, but now you're in your good range. So you're much more likely to get a kill, and because you're much more likely to get a kill, you're gonna get a better reaction from them. So you're gonna get a better trade. Anyone standing in the high ground? Yes, exactly. That's also why I like that path. So this is fine. The commit may be a bit awkward, but the path that you took is great. And I don't even hate the commit, I just think that your exit with the deflect was through a bad route. You could have just went to the hotel afterwards. Now I'm guessing you're gonna wait for tank push and then yeah, use hotel. But yeah, we see the issue, right?
Yeah, they just kind of... Hans is kind of scary, so I just kind of had a dip.
And it's like, you did a good job, you were looking at your tank. Now, to be fair, your tank did just decide, hey, I have my codons, I'm gonna fake pushing and then I'm gonna stand the fortify at 15 meters away. So, your tank is kind of a bum here, right? Your tank needs to take space of this fortify, distract these players for your flank, and then ult so that you can kill everyone, right? But yeah, this is why I don't love this flank very much, even though it's in theory just like good for Genji, right? Like even with your tank there, you just got poked out so fast and they were not in the ideal range. They can't really do much if you are here, because this reaches much deeper into the backline. If they back up, and my mouse is malfunctioning again. I'm gonna have to actually let me write myself a note so that I don't end up playing comp with a broken mouse. Check if mouse is broken. There we go. Here need to sort my tabs now. Okay, there you go. So like if you're here, if they want to be able to avoid you, they need to play where... And my mouse is not working again. Cool. But you can see... Oh, there we go. You can see the kind of general area that I'm showing, right? They kind of have to play around here if they want to avoid your engagement distance, which means that they're not relevant to the fight, so your team just caps point for free. Or takes an advantageous fight against their tank, who is just dying while their team does nothing, so yeah.
I continue on this path.
And King's Row is a great map to teach a lot about setups, because King's Row is a map that people really not only overrate, but also the people that do hate it, rightfully so because of all the chokes, tend to completely ignore the routes that the map actually does provide. The only area of the map that actually sucks is third points, because third points does not actually provide good enough flanks. But first points, right? Oops, there you go. You have under and you have top right, you have under left. My mouse is not working again, cool. Sick, there you go. Heck, maybe you could even just like go under left and then dash to here and set up this way. Second points, you have here, right? Long flank that gets the backline, right? You also have the right side flank over here and over here, and the same thing can be applied, right? You can flank then a backline, and you can flank and reach third point and whatnot. So you have flanks basically anywhere on this map except for third points. So when I see someone that is not properly utilizing those, right? That kind of gives me an alarm, right? Kind of like an alarm goes off where the player is not thinking enough about setups, because the setups do exist, right? Now, you just happen to be lucky that nobody's marking the angle. Now, I'm not gonna say that it's a bad thing for you to take the flank, right? It's a fine flank for Genji, right? It sets you up at your range, but it's not the best one. Now you're in a good position. and then you maybe you were a little bit tilted here because like your team is dead, so you didn't bother to check what your team was doing before actually peeking, right? Nice. So that was great. That's the other thing. If you're gonna take the hotel flank, you cannot play it scared. Unless like the Hanzo is staring you down with an already ready shot. In which case, right, like you have to deflect to avoid the one shot threat. But otherwise, like if the Hanzo has not yet prepared a shot, or the Ashe has not yet looked at you or whatever, right? If you wait half a second or a second, then you're gonna miss your opportunity to engage, right? So if you're gonna engage through the flank when they're not in the ideal range, where you can immediately fight them up close, right? You need a dash commit, you need to dash immediately. Because otherwise you lose too much HP on entry and then you can't dash anymore. Because if you dash, deflect does not get you to safety anymore. Whereas if, let's say, you were here, immediately dash to the backline that's here, and then deflect out, you have enough HP to make it out. So when you do the side fight, usually just take the fight immediately.
Coalescence is almost ready.
Escort.
Coalescence is ready. Advance with me with the payload for the mesh.
Like this. Not ideal to take this without the deflect, but better for you to take this fast than slow.
I am victorious this time, brother.
This is good. Unfortunate. The setup was really good.
That's just the wall.
Yeah, you just did the Genji classic. You paid the Genji tax, right? One dap to wall dash.
Yeah.
Ultimate is almost.
Now you do take this right side flank, which is good. And you reach backline, there we go. Like that's the big thing about this matchup, right? Like the enemy team, oops, that's the wrong thing. The enemy team has, let me just change colors here. Here and here. What do these characters do when you get close?
Probably just run.
Yeah, they don't fight back. And these characters are not, I mean, they're not terrible at close range, but they're no Cassidy, they're no Reaper or anything like that. Like, you want to fight them up close, right? So this game is literally just a game of, if you close the gap, you win. Because it doesn't matter if you actually get kills or not, you're gonna force a good trade regardless. Because you just are favored in that range. So that's what we have been seeing, right? Whenever you actually set up on the enemy team well, you are doing a lot. When you're just standing there and vaguely poking Queen and whatnot, it's just like, sure, maybe the Queen poke at the start before flanking makes sense to clear her out. But other than that, you should just be turbo setting up, right? Like, all the time. So like here, walk. I don't hate this, but I don't love it. Go here, walk climb.
Yeah, go.
Keep setting up. Good. And boom, he dies, even with pockets. So you just that good that way. No.
Oh, this blade was not good. It was like... Yeah, I felt it.
Yeah. It's still fine. Like, actually, it's still fine. You got the attention of 3 people, you forced them into bad positions. So even with the bad dash usage, not accounting for the Juno movement, right? Like, it still got the value, and you executed it fast. You did not get poked out by the Ashe beforehand, so that's good. You can go for anyone there. Whoever is close. You don't necessarily have to go for Ashe. Okay, here, set up.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Yes. Yes. And I would just AFK here. No. This is not terrible, but no. Because now, realistically, what the DPS should have done is just... Oops, where's my mouse? Hello? There you go. The DPS should just have taken a high ground, right? And if they take high ground with Mercy Pockets, and you're not here, then you're gonna lose. You're only really gonna be able to hold this if they are using their mobility to get up top and you can have like first shot on them. Now, it's not terrible for you to go and contest them afterwards, right? But ideally, when you have already had all the space in the world and you can choose wherever you want to set up, right? Take the strongest side here. Yeah, you get close, they die. Or you get good value. So like here, what should you do? It's not main.
Get closer. But like,
How?
maybe through the room to the left.
Yes.
Like the entry. Yeah.
Yes. What's another option? This one is. Oops. You can go.
Yeah. Like climb up top left.
No. This does not get you to the range. It is similar
really?
to this. Yes, you can still use this, right? Like both of these are basically the same thing, right? It's just a different height, and they mostly provide the same cover, the same distance to them. But the different option is a sneaky option. It's one that might not seem immediately apparent as to why it's good. But once I talk through it, then you might understand it. Because there's another place here. Yeah, Ben Max already mentioned it. And we talked about this with Rex Session, right? The one beforehand.
Okay.
Where they are kind of forced to walk into your setup, right? If you are here, then the DPS here can never push out. They can never even take this angle right here, which is a long angle that keeps them far enough away where in theory they should be safe from your team, right? Or from your engages. Not anymore. So you kind of force them to kind of hug this area, which is kind of very irrelevant, right? Your Orisa very easily zones that, and your team is going to be safe. So your team can kind of like sit using this cover, right? Like this wall over here, and then take no damage from here, and the Queen slowly dies because of it. Because your team is not under threat, the Queen is slowly bleeding, and her team has worse positions, so they deal less damage than your team. Right, so the resource trade goes in your favor. So this is an interesting little spot right here. Yeah, if they push into you, they die. If they don't push into you, the Queen slowly dies. Yeah. If they were playing something like more Cassidy, Brig, whatever, that might give you a bit more resistance, then maybe you spend a bit more time poking before flanking, right? And whatever. But little their entire backline is vulnerable to you up close. There's zero reason for it not to be just like basically whenever you have a chance to go on a flank, going on a flank. Good, take the position away. I don't even really have much to say about this, right? This is just plain good. Like you closed the gap through the best flank that you could have taken in the time frame that you had. You timed it as best as you could. You couldn't wait because you're just ulting your team. And then you just abuse the Blade lifesteal. And yeah, if they have anything other than Mercy Juna, maybe you die, but it's only Ashe damage, so you just heal after the Ashe is dead. Now this is interesting. So it seems like the enemy team is not actually swapping comps. Do a few? Now, whether or not you know this or not in that moment, right, is a different story. In which case, I would argue that the most important thing for you to do at the start of the rounds is just sit anywhere that you can scout the enemy comp. You're not looking for poke, although you should shoot your gun. But I always like either sit here or sit statue and do walk climbs little just because I want information. Because based on the information that
Okay.
you have, right? And again, it's the same backline of 4 targets that don't want to fight you up close. The Sojourn is better than the Ashe, I think, at fighting you up close. But even then, if you're gonna contest the Sojourn, it's not at range, right? It's close. Where should you position with that information?
Maybe in the like the house or the second floor, top left maybe,
You mean here?
or the other one, like more closer to their spawn.
Oh, you mean this one? Yeah, this one can
Yeah,
work.
that one.
Although I wouldn't love it as much because it's easy for the enemy team to, let's say, Queen walks in, takes a bit of space, zones your team off. Now your team cannot push and help you. And now the enemy team just kind of swarms you and you don't really have great escapes. Maybe you can escape this way if you're being really quick about it. But I would be mindful of this because it's easy to get cut off and not be able to escape, right? Whereas with this setup, now you can dash the Mega and you're already immediately in cover, and it's much harder for the enemy team to chase you. Especially because they actually have to walk through the sightlines that your team has on whatever sightline around the statue that they have to cross to get to you, right? So the suppressive fire essentially makes this position much safer. But yeah, you can play there. You can even play there at the start and get a sneaky pick or something. Heck, drop, dash the mini room. It's fine, right? Just ways
Yeah.
to close the gap. This room is not terrible. And it's good that you're denying the queen. But this is a problem,
Yeah.
right? And even then, it's just like, okay, great, you can deny them from using this. But who is gonna walk in here on the enemy team? Ever.
Probably DPS.
Do the DPS want to fight
Or
in
like,
this range?
no wait, no. Nah. They'll probably just go to main
Mm-hmm.
and like I'll just be here.
Yeah, they want these sightlines, right? Hanzo maybe uses Sonic and takes a quick look-see here, right? But this is not you're not really holding this position from anyone that's all that relevant. Heck, even Queen here, not only do you not take the greatest trades against Queen here, but the Queen isn't even all that threatening to your team here. She shouldn't be, right? More Kiri backline, they can easily get away. The Queen is not threatening to rush anybody. So yeah, I would control whatever sightlines I can over here. Doesn't really matter which position exactly. And even if it matters, right, one position is slightly better, you can figure that out through your own experience playing the game, right? Especially depending on how much risk you want to take. Another problem is that, like, you are making a good play here, but because you had to use your dash to get in, right? Now you rely on the kill to get out. And I'm not saying that this engagement is bad. You should go for this engagement, I think. Provided your team such a massive buffer where they can actually now fight the queen and basically kill her, right? Give your team time to respawn, come back because they were down, etc. So this was a good engagement. It's just that it could have been better.
Will always precede victory.
Objective lost.
I've got meds. Who needs
Stop the payload.
Our enemies have commandeered the payload.
Now you're dead. Now I will let you judge. What do you think about this? About this whole sequence, essentially.
I think holding up top is fine. Like
Mm-hmm.
get to see the Gina.
Mm-hmm.
You need more.
And what about the
I
engagements?
guess kind of dangerous because like the Han's is like kind of staring at me. But like maybe it could work.
The engagement is fine. You are in a good range. Now maybe you think that you shouldn't go for this, like if you check to see where your team is. But this is a fine element. You just missed your dash.
Yeah, I missed that.
If you really wanted to, you could just play safe because holding the position here is much more valuable than the kill. Right? Like your respawn is infinitely longer than theirs, and also your team's position is overall so much stronger that even without this skill, the enemy team is gonna really struggle walking through the choke, right? Everyone knows how it feels, right? To get stuck in this choke. It's really hard to walk. But I don't blame you for going for this skill. You hit the dash, is dead. Right, so just hit the dash. Hanzo really wants the hag on, yeah. Now close the gap, don't engage in the poke trade, close the gap, and there you go, you already wasted too much time. Where should you be at right now?
Like maybe close to where the Soj is standing, and like
Where exactly?
climb up top to there.
Climb up top, so maybe you go this way?
Yeah,
Sure.
around the corner.
What's another option?
Bottom left door. Or
Or this, you can also do this. But I really like this one, because right now you have infinite time because your team is really slow. And then you can set up deep on a backline that's incredibly fragile to you. And you can take whatever setup. You're most likely going to end up coming out of this door over here, because of where the payload is going to end up landing at. But this is an incredibly strong position, because it denies so much space from the enemy if they are respecting you. And if they don't, you're just close range against characters that are not suited to fight you at that range. At which point you just get a good resource trade, right? So this setup just gives you, for free, better value than your opponents. Literally. Just by taking it. Not anything fancy. So if you realize this in the moment, right? And this is the important part. The skill is not in taking the position. The skill is one in the execution, but also, more importantly, on the realization. Right now, you should not be AFKing here. You should already be pathing because you have the freedom to do so. The only moment when you can't is if your opponents are smart and are actively denying you this door, for example. They're actively shooting you on the angle, right? Like maybe the Sojourn is actually either over here, or she is using her AoE on the door and she's ready to chase you, which is not gonna happen very often. And also, even if they do that kind of stuff, you should be accounting for it. You should only really, for example, take a dash over here if you think that the Sojourn cannot chase you, right? Yeah, now you're gonna be taking the high ground, that's good. But again, it's a little too awkward. You first walk into a long sideline that might or not be sonicked, and then maybe have to dash commit to the position, right? It's not an ideal setup. What makes this awkward. You do get to peek without being hurt, and then you actually do get your value, which is great. But it could have been better.
Also, I left my ult here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, play this. You can do it, right?
Yeah, I just remembered I had lifesteal, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, and not just that.
Also the mini.
Take the mini, dash above, don't get poked out, then swing, right? And you can play this. Now this is the tough part. What to do?
Probably just go or stay here, or like maybe across.
What's the problem with staying?
They'll push.
What's the distance? Right?
Oh yeah, it's just
Like
quite
the
far.
sidelines, right? Are just not good for your character. So yeah, where's the color? You go here, and you get much better sidelines for your character, and better setups. Now, when you can take this is a good question, because they might be able to chase you with commit dash here, and your team is not there to punish if they look at you. But if your team is there, the Hanzo cannot walk climb and take the fights, right? First of all, even if you're alone here in his pocket, you have deflect in close range. He has to be scared. But if your team is there, not only can you stall off the deflect and deal a bunch of damage to his face, but he also gets shot by your team. Yeah, that's one of the big things. Genji is not a character that gets value if you just walk around main, right? Genji is a character that often is only half a character until you put him in the right place, right? And only then he actually becomes a full character. So, like, now you're denying the high grounds, which is good, right? But they are kind of just giving you value. And to be fair, this is not a terrible setup, right? You're denying them the high ground, right? And denying them the high ground is valuable because then they have less angles to take against your Orisa. They can be pushed by your Orisa easier, which allows her to anchor the corner more, right? Better. So you can see why the DPS end up here. They're kind of scared of walking to the Orisa and to walk into you. They're not really taking the fight. But when you do have the opportunity, you need to look to close the gap. Now this is a good opportunity. You get someone low, right? So that was good. But oh, actually no, never mind. I was gonna criticize you because I expected you to actually just kind of sit around and wait in this moment, because this is just like the perfect moment to dash here. They can't punish. But this is good. Is that another way to close the gap? Maybe walk this way, right? Or just catch someone that's close. So this was a good attempt.
This ends now.
There you go. Now let's see where you're set up.
Hello. The air calls.
Good. So, what's problem number one?
Like the whole team's on me,
Yeah.
and Wu Yang has like not ulted in a while, so he's probably just gonna pop his ult on the
That's
person
not
I
a
get low.
problem. That is not a problem. You can outplay that.
Ah,
That's problem number two. We're gonna get to that. But here, the way that you ult is not by doing the enter damage. The enter damage is meaningless because it's just gonna get healed up. And you're not even really forcing out that meaningful cooldowns. If it. You need to preserve your HP here. Dash to this high ground. Or literally just AFK here. Don't use the dash, right? I know that sounds preposterous, right? How would you not use your free dash? Because you're gonna get a free reset from the blade, right? But if the dash does nothing, right? It does not improve your position. Then just pull out blade from here and then drop. But yeah, literally, right? Blade animation is a stun lock, right? It's basically the same thing as being hindered, except worse, right? You can't even use deflect. The problem here is just committing a dash against the Wu Yang ult. Like, if you are here and you pull out blade here, you have 4 targets in close proximity. You don't need to commit dash to anyone. So you swing, you deflect if needed, you swing, whatever. Oh, they commit Wu Yang ult, you decide. Swap targets, chase the targets, dash out, right? You have options.
The payload is approaching its destination.
I had such high hopes here. It's just like, yes, this flank. And then, and again, this is not terrible. This is not a garbage range. And you can dash, engage, walk, climb, hold this temporarily, right? Back up, survive, whatever. But it's not as good as that flank. And there you go, you're dead. Right? It's a small positioning difference, but it makes a difference between you actually getting a very meaningful engagement off and one that is not only not that meaningful, but also one that kills you. Wow. So now I'm gonna do the following. I am going to, where is this? Change what I'm capturing here in OBS. So Let me apply and let me check OBS. Yeah. Yes, it's capturing properly. Let me move you all to my other monitor. There you go. Now I can read the chats. Now I need to stream Overwatch. There you go. What else? Okay, I'm capturing properly. Let me do this, and then let me queue one game, and I'm gonna showcase the setups and everything, and then we're gonna close out the workshop because we're at 1 hour and 15 minutes now. The game is probably gonna take 10-15, so yeah. Sorry if I couldn't get to one more person here, but you ended up showing too late, Ben Max. So the time split was already kind of awkward. There you go, perfect map.
Wow, alright.
Hopefully attack. Defense is fine too. Let me just double check. Is everything... Yeah, everything should be set up properly. I can even close my pen now. I don't need it anymore. Yeah, there you go. So here, here, and here. Okay, and now we'll see if my mouse problem is a mouse problem or maybe just maybe an Overwatch update or something caused the replay to act like that. I don't know. I'll need to investigate, but hopefully there are no mouse issues here. Yeah. Scout the enemy comp. I'm gonna mix both the rack and cat squelches sessions here. So I'm gonna, because they're pretty much, or they're very similar, right? They're linked. So scout the enemy comp. Scout the enemy comp, use the information to base where I want to be at in order to control space or use a route to close the gap. Wu Yang, Hog, Genji. So I guess the Genji maybe I could sit there, but I have a Zarya, so I'm not worried. I have a Zen too. I do think I need to shoot here, I cannot just AFK. My Zarya needs me to pressure someone. Genji might push me, so I'm gonna be mindful of that. Yeah. And he has Zen Orb. I'm gonna go back to this angle right now. Also need to pressure for my Zarya. Okay. Zarya is dead. I now need to be mindful of Genji flanking Hotel. Force the cooldowns. I'm just trying to slow them down here. Okay, I think Genji... Oh, Genji's already in the backline, I can't do anything about that. So here I just need to rush to do something in the backline. Yeah. You can see how after a certain point things just kind of like break apart and you just sometimes just have to do something. Like I did not think I had enough time to flank. So I just dashed engage and tried to aim.
Our enemies are seizing the objective.
Minor perk unlocked.
Now I use the flank. Genji is not in a position that I can mark right now, so I just go in the back line. But you can see, right? It's a similar situation. Very vulnerable backline characters. I close the gap. I just get a really good trade.
Behind you.
No, I don't expect this match to be all that competitive because quick play and matchmaking, but okay, Zarya's on the backline, we need to do something.
Precision is the way of the effective warrior.
Let us clear them off the
Not ideal here. I want to control space because of the Widow, but I do need to be mindful of the Genji. So right now I'm just kind of staying at a 15-meter distance from the Genji, so that he cannot really easily engage in me, but also staying in a relevant position to deny the Widow sideline.
I burn with purpose.
Now my team is getting pushed by balls, so I'm gonna back up temporarily.
Come get healed.
Eyes open now.
So the Genji and Ball are making this interesting because I can't just sit here and just win every duel. But now that I've been given time, I can walk. Are there any questions or anything that you would like to talk about?
I was like wondering, like, how do you like think of like finding them, or like at least an effective positioning, like mid-match, like
Ooh,
is
I did
like
not
based
deflect
off their
with
comp
any
or like
Yeah, it's then I just look for relevant information, right? So finding, right, the scouting and filtering the information are both very important skills. So what are my opponents on? Also maybe what resources do they have? So like, if let's say Zen has Transcendence, maybe I don't actually want to close the gap on him. Because maybe what's gonna happen if I do is that he'll just use his ult, and then
Objective lost.
I'm now not in favor anymore. Depending on the position that I put in, right? I can't rely on a dash reset anymore, and he might even be able to chase me after the duel. So he has 2 lives on the duel. At that point, who has the advantage really? I don't know. But just something to think about, right? Similar thing with Wu Yang. Okay, Wu Yang has ults. How do I want to handle closing the gap on him? Or do I even want to? Now, I am autopiloting a bit, so let me actually just think. My team is getting isolated. So like, my objective here is to close the gap, but I can't right now. Not more than that. So my idea was control as much space as possible, and then once my team pushed up, then do something. I just died because the Genji hit too many shots on me. But that was the idea there.
Surrender to my will.
I want to deny the Genji sideline, so I'm gonna walk left side. Hello. Okay, cool. Why am I being primal of all people? Hello. I think they know that I have blade, which that's probably why. Now we're gonna be in a similar retake situation than the one that we saw in your match. Zen is probably dead. Oh man. Can I walk? I should be able to, yeah. They don't really have characters that I'm afraid if they push me. And I just control space. Need to be very mindful of the Genji for obvious reasons. I don't even really want to shoot because of deflect, especially because of latency. Okay, they're off Widow actually. What are they on? Cassidy? Hog and Tracer, okay. I'm gonna sit here maybe. Actually, with their comp I can actually just sit on the long sideline. They don't really have much, especially Hog. Like, I can just poke Hog really effectively from these angles. Now, I did not deflect in time, and my diva is a bum, so she did not DM me. But you can see the idea there, right? Like, it's unusual, but... Wait, neuron activation, information, right? What's the range of Tracer, Genji, Hog? Can I exploit that? And yes, Genji has no fall off. Take a good long angle. I can actually do really good spam on the Hog. Okay, now I want to go on the Zen. Where can I go on the Zen? What range do I want to fight the Zen, right? This flank makes sense then.
60 seconds remaining.
I don't know what brother is doing, but sure. Maybe he's developing an ego after finishing me off when I'm not paying attention. Who knows? Oh, I missed the body block.
30 seconds
Right?
Into the eye.
And this one is interesting, right? I wonder, why do you all think I was pushing to their spawn here?
Probably because I couldn't tap.
More importantly, I want to make sure that if they can, it's gonna be really awkward, right? If someone has to touch, but I'm distracting people in the backline, then the person that's touching has no help. And they can't afford to chase me there, even if they have the mobility to do so, like the Genji has, right? So again, information, right? And this time it's information from the game modes, right? The timer ticking down, and the distance that they had to points. So, all information can be relevant, it's just about your ability to filter it, right? Yeah, hook is reactable even on high latency. I was just too busy actually talking through my thought process to actually do something about it. Like a lot of my deaths this game would not have happened if I was not narrating, right? But that's part of why I'm doing it in quick play. But yeah, any questions about that game?
No, not really. Thank you.
And Rec? Because I also did some setups for that go back to your review. No questions? Alrighty then. So that'll be it for me. It is very interesting that we had a King's Row against most of the long range comp, but I'm glad that they mixed in some close range stuff, and especially made some swaps, right? It really helped showcase the whole adaptation process, right? Of like, and forced me to just like redo the process, right? It's not okay. I figure out the solve, do that every fight. No, I have to figure out a new solve every fight essentially, because they keep swapping and the circumstances keep changing, right? Okay, this fight my Zarya is alive. This fight my Zarya is dead. How does my Zarya being alive change how I can position, etc. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this workshop. I'm gonna be posting this probably later today on the coaching channel if you all want to rewatch it. Alright, have a good one, everyone.
All right.
I'll see you the next time. Bye bye.
All right. Later, guys.